is playing Mike Tyson in a limited series.
Is that what you heard?
Yeah, it's in the news.
Oh, well, then I'm all ears.
You know what? I can't. And Sesame Street has some new neighbors.
I wonder who's getting invited to their barbecue.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm sorry. And the Versus is back with new battles.
Hey, Keisha, do you remember?
Remember what?
You know, that day in September.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, listen, we'll have all the lyrics and so much more on this week's Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. You know what? On behalf of the Mocha in the Morning show and our Mocha Marvels, we are sending our sincere condolences to the families and friends of those affected and lost in the senseless mass shootings in Atlanta, Georgia, and Boulder, Colorado. We are clearly just taken aback by these tragedies. In 1 week, we've lost so many people, and we encourage you to use your voices, speak out, demand more from your legislation and your government officials, because this cannot be our new normal, and we have to make some changes in order to save our country and unite our country. So once again, on behalf of Mocha in the Morning, our sincere condolences. Thank you so much. Welcome to Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. I am your host, Miss Keisha Boyd, and I am so excited about today's show. And of course, I couldn't do it without my café con leche, my partner in crime, Mr. Officially Jorge. Hey, babe.
Good morning, Mrs. Boyd. How are you?
Good morning. You know what? Listen, I'm certainly glad that Friday is here.
Yeah, and happy spring. I'm doing my spring, since Florida, a little pink, a little poppy action.
Yes. And you see me over here with the new specs, a little something,
They look spectacular.
Ooh, I like that play on words. I like it. Anyway, what's been going on? How was your week? I mean, obviously there's a lot happening in the world, in the country rather. So,
absolutely. Well, I'm glad to have you back this week. I totally missed you.
Oh, I'll miss you too.
But I'm ready to get it on and popping. But oh my God, oops! Before I even forget, girl. I mean,
yes. What happened?
I'm trying to revolutionize my oral health, so I got to make sure that I take my burst. Oral probiotics. I'm telling you, I don't want to deal with halitosis. I don't want to deal with gum disease, and it's carefully formulated just for me. So, you want to try and get you some.
I do need to give me a little burst in my life. Absolutely, but before we get into all that and so much more, first.
Yeah, I guess if you're a coffee drinkers too,
you gotta get it, honey. If you're a coffee drinker,
got to get oral.
I drink 1 cup a month.
Okay. I'm a little bit more oral than that.
I cannot with you today.
Prevent plaque buildup, reduce gum bleeding, and fight bad breath, all with the minty fresh flavor of Oral Care Probiotics by Burst. Mocha in the Morning is brought to you in part by the Portico Cafe, where conversation, connection, and community create change.
Hey, welcome back, Mocha Marbles. Once again, I'm Keisha Boyd, your host of Mocha in the Morning, and I'm joined by my co-host, officially Jorge, who will bring us this morning steamers.
Yes, I am bringing you the best in Black Hollywood and entertainment. So are you ready?
Yes. What you got?
It's time to put some respect on these steamers. Did you see it?
Yes.
National Geographic, the Aretha Franklin. Genius.
Let me tell you, that was an amazing 4-night film, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, how much? I mean, 4 nights of film, that's a lot to cover.
Well, there's a lot of music and a lot of things that we didn't know. And what I'm learning a lot about our icons and our legends is that a lot of these women in the entertainment industry, man, like they was going like through it.
Yeah.
Not only were they like Black women, but they were Black women in a white man's world. But like sometimes the Black men weren't all too kind to them either. You know what I mean?
Listen. Do you hear me? Like, come on, brothers. Come on. Do us right. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah. Way to go for Cynthia Erivo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh my gosh, she played an excellent part.
She was amazing. She was amazing.
Yeah, she did.
Absolutely amazing.
She did that. So if you haven't seen it, so National Geographic, like creating like,
exactly. We're like, what?
Right?
But you know what? National Geographic, like they Lifetime and Netflix, they can't get all the coins.
All right. Speaking of coins, listen to this. So Jamie Foxx is set to portray the heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson.
I shouldn't have done that.
Not only that, he's also like producing it alongside with Mike Tyson, Martin Scorsese. I'm like, what? Like everybody up in
That's
here.
amazing.
But what's really interesting is that Hulu did like this series, unauthorized biopic of Mike Tyson, and he was not having it. He was like, boycott Hulu. They didn't talk to me about it. I'm not getting any kind of like checks from this. So, why not partner with Jamie Foxx and do it, right?
Absolutely. And I obviously, these networks sometimes don't necessarily have to have the support of the person that they're profiling, but it's nice for them to consult them and say, hey, we're going to do this film on you. Do you mind?
Well, how are you going to do a film or a story on anybody and like they don't even have any kind of involvement in the situation? That's like,
well, you know what? Because I guess they just take into account just different people in their lives to, I guess, get the story.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'm sure that is going to be a TKO.
A TKO, honey, yes. I wonder if Evander Holyfield is going to.
The viewers are definitely going to like make the decision on all those rounds.
Yes.
Well, listen to this. All right, so we got some new neighbors.
Oh, who are the neighbors?
Oh, it is Sesame Street.
Okay.
Yes. So we have 2 new Muppets that are moving on into the block, and basically their names are Elijah and his father. It's 5-year-old Wesley, and Elijah is his father. And basically, they're moving into the neighborhood, and they're doing a powerful series on race and explaining race. Now, from what the story says, they're going to be like very direct in how they approach this.
Okay.
But age appropriate.
Of course.
So I guess they're not going to be like any F-bombs or anything like that, but other than
and I imagine that the content, while I'm interested to see how they play this out with the content For sure. But I think it's cool.
Yeah, because I'm just kind of like, well, I mean, if we're talking facts, right? When it comes to like, explaining race, which is what it's going to be called, then like anybody at any age needs to hear everything there needs to be said.
Exactly.
About the race issues.
Right. On various levels. Like, yeah, absolutely. So that's interesting. That's awesome.
Good so welcome to the hood.
Yes, I'll be bringing a plate over, some pound cake, a little candy yams, a little collard greens,
And here's another fun little story. So remember Fred Savage from the Wonder Years?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, way back in the day, like was it like 1988 and whatever?
Yeah.
So now ABC is going to do a reboot of the Wonder Years. And basically, as a young star, he's been in Danger Force and in Henry Danger on Nickelodeon. His name is E.J. Williams.
Okay, E.J.
They're doing a reboot of the Wonder Years, and it follows little Mr. E.J. Williams and his family growing up in Alabama in the 60s.
Oh.
So I wonder what them years are going to be looking like.
Yeah. I mean, the 60s is, I mean, have we had a show like that besides Everybody Hates Chris? And it wasn't even in the 60s, I don't believe.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. The 60s.
That was
Alabama today.
So, exactly. So, the U.S. today. Okay.
Yeah. So look out for that on ABC. But I'm super happy for that young star, another big break. And those, my dear, are your steamers. Everything that's on and popping in Black entertainment and in Hollywood.
Amazing. So we'll be back. Thank you, Jorge, for that. We'll be right back with Piping Hot with the Mocha Marvel Sisters. Stay tuned.
Yes. Oh my goodness, no! I totally forgot. Oh, how could I do this? It's because I was singing the song. Verses.
Yes, verses.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And how could I forget? I needed that cue. I needed that.
Hey, right? The elements.
Yes. Ooh, I was out of all of my elements for a second there. So Earth, Wind, and Fire is gonna do a versus battle with the Isley Brothers.
Let me tell you something, baby. All the aunties.
It's some OG stuff.
All the aunties, all the grandmamas gonna be with their little iced tea, their little brown liquor bag, honey. It's about to be a good time. I'm gonna have a good time. You hear me? Because I'm
gonna be like, Junior, how you do this on my phone? On my iPad, Mira, how you do this?
That's all right. I'm gonna call her and be like, "Come on, Mama, I got you." Yes, come on.
What a great way for Versus like really to like, because actually, Versus was sold, so the original owners, which was Swiss Beats
and Timbaland,
right? Well, there was like, did what they had to do, and boom. So this would be the next Trilla on Versus.
Amazing. Yes. Come on. That's dope. All right. We'll be right back for real with Piping Hot. Stay tuned.
Greetings and salutations, Mocha Marvels. Did you know that in addition to Women's History Month, this month is National Kidney Month? And we wanted to take this opportunity to introduce you to friend of the show and a phenomenal woman herself, Dora. Now, you're going to learn more about Dora in the coming weeks, but first of all, if you are interested in kidney donation and want to know more about this O-positive kidney recipient who's looking for a donor, please direct message Mocha in the Morning or email us at mochamorningshow@gmail.com. More to come on Dora's story in future weeks, so stay tuned.
All right. Good morning. Happy Friday. Once again, it is your host, Miss Keisha Boyd. And it is that time for Mocha Morning's Piping Hot segment. And of course, you know, I could not do this without my Mocha Marvel sisters. So let me welcome them into the fold so that we can get started. Let's go ahead and welcome Miss Liz Everett.
Hello, happy Friday. Time to shine, Mocha Marbles.
Ooh, love that purple girl. Or lavender, excuse me. Let's welcome Miss Kenya Woodard.
Happy Friday, everybody. It is spring again. I'm so excited for the new season.
Yes, hair and face. Yes. And of course, our mama and twins, Miss Kia Shakur.
I'm rough and stuff with my Afro puffs. Yes.
Hey. But you look so cute. I love
Thank
it. You are glowing, honey. Yes, I love it. All right, listen, we're looking good today, honey. We're feeling good today. And we're going to go ahead and jump into these piping hot topics. Y'all already know. It's some stuff I know y'all waiting on. We're going to get to it. Trust me. We're ready. Trust me. Okay. Let's talk about this Miami Beach spring break down. Okay. It was a complete and total mess in Miami. I don't know what part of the government was not prepared and ready, but honey, what is going on? Kenya, honey, what is going on in Miami?
A lot of debauchery, apparently. But listen, here's the thing I don't understand. How local government wasn't prepared for this massive onslaught of teens and young people coming down. We've had a whole year of lockdown. Florida never really closed, but this year's spring break is on and popping. How you could not anticipate this, I don't know. I'm trying to understand how they were caught off guard.
Right. And so, Liz, I mean, who doesn't know that Miami is going to be popping for spring break?
100%. I truly cannot understand. We know that Florida makes its money off of tourism. We know that Miami is a very popular destination. You know how it is. People see rap videos, girl, and you know, people's Instagrams, they want to be where the palm trees sway as well. Very clearly, you know, now that people feel that the doors are open, we know where they're going, where the palm trees are. That's Fort Lauderdale and below. So I'm really confused as to why local government felt like a last minute switch could do it, because these people have paid their money. You know what I'm saying? So now they're like, I'm going to come down, enjoy these palm trees swaying, enjoy my vacay. You know, if they're melanated, have more melanation, you know, so.
Absolutely. Kia.
Miami Beach is a petri dish. Between the STDs and the COVID, you couldn't pay me $1 million to go down there right now. Like I'm joking, but I'm serious. We've all seen the pictures, the dancing in the streets, how they're acting in the bars, how they're acting in the parks, how they're acting at the beach. None of that to me, and maybe it's because we all are grown, none of that looks fun. I don't need to see ashy booties twerking in the street when I'm trying just to go from one light to the next light. It just doesn't look fun to me. And I feel like the Miami Beach, local government, like everyone's saying, it's just like they just thought, oh, well, everybody will act right now. Everybody will behave properly and not come to Miami for spring break this year because of COVID. They didn't last year when it was peak COVID. So why would they this year when people are just tired of being in the house?
Exactly. I'm like,
100%.
They're looking for an excuse to say, at least we were outside.
And that's true. They were outside acting ignorant.
All right, listen. Obviously, we've all been, young before. We've all traveled and done spring break stuff. And maybe we were a little wild, but I just don't remember being this wild. And that's okay. But let's talk about, regardless of how wild they were, Kenya, the police treatment, though? Like, really?
Yeah. Why? Always an overreaction in some instances, right? Always. Yep. And someone was running down the numbers on Twitter the other day about all of the arrests and, other things. And I'm like, this isn't really something that you should proudly highlight. Obviously, there was some unruliness. And in some instances, someone said they heard gunshots.
But there was a sexual assault. There was a rape and murder that did happen. But
absolutely. But again, had there been proper preparation beforehand, maybe there wouldn't have been, so much of all of these arrests and other things going on. And by comparison, Fort Lauderdale is experiencing spring break as well, and they haven't had as much unruliness and all of the other things that Miami has had, probably because they prepared beforehand.
And just to play devil's advocate for one quick second, I feel like the police feel like if they're aggressive, it deters people from coming back out the next night. That's not what's happening.
Right.
No,
I feel like
not at all.
It as a
Not at all.
really, they're trying to view like if we're aggressive and we're mean and people feel a certain way, then they won't come out and we can stop that. And that's just, it's not working.
Yeah. And we're talking about, you know, kids in the street and doing it. And granted, some type of control has to happen, but meanwhile, we are, you know, letting people shoot up massage parlors in grocery stores and peacefully carrying them out.
And blaming it on sexual addiction.
Right. Or a bad day.
Or a bad day.
Or a bad day.
It's a bad day. Right? I just don't understand it. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But come on now. They got to get it together. But listen, we'll move on because that's going to be a conversation that we'll be having, I'm sure, in the weeks to come in regards to that. Let's talk about this editor-in-chief, this young 27-year-old editor-in-chief who was set to start Teen Vogue and didn't. Like, did I say In Vogue? What's wrong?
Teen Vogue. Teen Vogue.
Teen Vogue. Did I say Teen Vogue or In Vogue?
We think you said In Vogue, but we know you meant Teen Vogue.
Teen Vogue.
But she felt like she was in Vogue. Now she out of Vogue. So
she out of Vogue. Oh, that was a good one, Liz, honey. But
Liz is fired up. Let's go to Liz first because she's about to lose her mind.
Come on, Liz. Listen. Homegirl has been ousted. Now, here's the thing. She was set to start, 27 years old, second Black woman to lead the publication, right? She, as a teenager, had some tweets about Asians and gay people that surfaced. And her name is Alexi McCammond. And this one other young lady on the staff started this petition to get her out because of the tweets, only for hers to surface using the N-word. Now, both of them are wrong. Kenya, I see your face, girl. What you about to say?
Look, this is one of those instances where, you know, you point a finger, but three point back at you, right? But let's talk about how Alexi McCammond, I'm really proud of her, how she, you know, she kind of stepped up and owned that, yeah, the tweets were terrible. But let's also talk about how there have been so many other instances where, excuse me, men in particular, we found that they have these not so good grungy tweets from long ago, and they're instantly forgiven and excused because they were young and, you know, they didn't really know what they were doing at the time or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was disappointed when I saw the tweets, yes, but Alexi from the jump has assumed responsibility and accountability. And honestly, I think she should have been given a second chance, but I can understand why she resigned. And I can also understand why, you know, she's just wanting to move forward. And I wish her the best. I do, however, wish that she had been given a chance, but.
Liz?
Well, I read her apology right here on Diet Prada last night. And I just, personally, in reading the comments and in reading, you know, over everything and in talking to other people, I think that one, the timing of violence against the Asian American community also kind of coincides. You guys know sometimes things happen, but they also go along with the timing. You know what I mean? Where it almost is ignorable. You also have a really high percentage, honestly, of Asian Americans in the Asian community that is involved in fashion. You know what I mean? So really I don't know what the, not just the directorship, but also the investorship looks like, you know what I mean? As far as like demographics behind the scenes, I'm wondering how much this would have affected their ability to, you know, have new investors, those kind of things. I also I was not a fan, right, of the fact that in her written statement, right, I don't want to put her in the Derrick Jaxn column, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't feel like it was like whole ownership. You know what I mean? And that's what I was looking for, because I understand people make mistakes, especially when you're young, but also for all of you who are out there who know you're eventually going to be something fabulous one day, please go back over your Instagram. Please go back over, all the things and get it together.
Delete your tweets.
Right. Delete them, honey. Hide them. Hide your tweets.
I'm probably the one person on this show who probably does need to go back and check her Twitter from back when she first got a Twitter page, and I've never done it, and I'm low-key terrified. We'll get picked. Our producer is telling me yes. So I'm low-key scared that Mocha in the Morning will get picked up and they'll be like, hey, do you remember these tweets back when you were 20? All these weird things you said? What is this? And I'll be like, I don't even remember half that stuff. I probably wouldn't even sober. Like, what do you want me to do?
Well, and again, we all fall short, and especially when we're teenagers, right? Come on. But I mean, I understand.
Absolutely. Now listen, let's go on transition, honey, to this segment about Mr. Derrick Jaxn, honey, the online social media relationship coach, expert, cheater, womanizer. Okay, listen, honey, this man sold all these millions of books, all these millions of followers, okay, about what the perfect Black man is, and speaking for Black men, and why you not this, and why he not calling, and why you did, and dot. And honey, he out here cheating, scheming, got the hoes in the house, okay? Listen. And look, and then got the nerve to have his wife appear on this live segment in her Saturday morning's best. Okay. And that means a bonnet, some glasses, some sweatpants, and no makeup. Okay. Now, I don't care what the sister looked like. She does not deserve this. And I don't care. That's their business. And they got to do what's best for their dress. Period, point blank. But honey, this is a whole hot mess. Honey, Kia, you're bubbling over, honey. Girl, go ahead.
Did anybody else know this man was married?
No.
Him to be a relationship expert. I've seen his videos pop up occasionally on YouTube. I had no idea this man was married.
No clue the man was married.
That I have a problem with that, number one. That's my number one thing. And the way he spells Jaxn. I can't with the Jax. Like I can't with that. That also bothers me and makes me very uncomfortable. But he's a fraud. He's a fraud. And he had his wife out here looking ignorant, and that's his fault. I know we got a wrap, so I'll leave it at that. But yeah, the Jaxn thing and the we didn't know you were married thing are my two biggest issues with him.
Listen, but let's talk about go ahead, Kenya. Go ahead.
I don't even know what more there can be said. So for some of us, we knew already that something wasn't quite right. Like, this dude was just a little bit too put together, a little too calculated. And someone else mentioned, we should have had a clue for sure, because he did all of his videos from his car. Like, these are things he could not talk about in his own house because his wife might jump out and say, hey, what are you talking about? Or something. Like, something wasn't right. It wasn't right. And for those of us who have always had that gut feeling, we just kind of, we see his videos. And look, a broken clock is right twice, right? In a day. So some people are like, well, a lot of the stuff he was saying was point on. Okay, and true. But for most of us, looking at these videos every now and again when they pop up on our timeline, we, take a peek and be like, okay, something's coming out. We don't know what, but something. And here we are.
Liz, did you buy the books?
Girl, bye. No. And I also want to know who their insurance provider is too, girl, because he was about to yank her whole shoulder out, trying to make his point, speaking in third person. If I was her, I'd be like, first of all, we need to bring this down a notch. You need to allow me to touch up, because this is not it. Okay. And, it's
listen,
no for me, bruh.
Absolutely. And then here's the thing too, like, she was having a whole sermon on the couch with him talking about the situation, like a whole sermon and God this and those who this and blah, blah, blah. And the way it makes it seem like this happened quite a while ago and that this is just now being revealed. That's what it makes it seem like. She's left him, they've worked through it, and now they're back on track.
That's the same conclusion I had. That's exactly that, because everyone was like, why is she still with him? Because they have already worked through this, or they've already known, she's been known. Yeah. This is old news for them.
Exactly.
For us, it's brand new.
It's brand new, but this is not new news. And then he still is plugging the book.
Oh, and the other issue I had is he's trying to make it seem like this happened a while ago. This didn't happen a while ago. This happened 8 months ago during COVID. So you double nasty for messing around during COVID-19 times, number one. And I can see this was years ago. This just happened, right? Yeah. Didn't he say that this happened and she was gone for 9 months and just came back?
I don't think so. I don't all of a sudden up and decide, hey, I'm gonna start cheating today for the next 8 months. No, this dude has always been consistently been a cheater. That's my feeling.
No. What I'm saying is when she left, I think when she left, it was recent when she left and was gone for 9 months and just got back or something weird like that. But it's so much to talk about. I can't. It's too much.
I know, right?
Right. And it seems like they're college sweethearts because I saw a picture of them in college together. And they have 2 children. Had no idea about that either.
No. And he had the nerve to make his daughter fake cry so he can go, well, I'll go check on the baby so you can respond. I know a fake cry from a child when I hear one.
Listen, he is profiting off trauma. Profiting from the trauma of women. The brothers are like, bruh, you breaking all the man codes. You are not a part of this team. Like, and that's not that's not his goal. His goal is to prey on women who are vulnerable.
But now it's also been suggested perhaps that it's actually the wife that's doing the books, that's writing the books.
She probably is. And she probably got like, hey, and listen, I ain't mad at you, girl. Get your bag. If you since you already out here looking crazy, then go ahead and get your bag and continue to look crazy. You might as well.
I mean,
hey,
we live in crazy times. It could totally be true.
I ain't mad. But let me tell you what's so funny. When they were doing the live and people were like, scratch your bonnet twice if you need help. Blink twice real slow if we need to send help.
I can't with black people. I really can't with black people. I really can't.
Oh my gosh.
Honey, let me tell you, I was like, this is some foolery right here. You hear me? This is some foolery.
Listen, and the memes,
y'all.
Oh man.
Oh, the memes are horrible. And the internet is real quick with it. They got a parody already. I mean, I'm like, let's go. It's on and popping. But anyway, at the end of the day, people don't still buy his books and listen to him talk.
That's true. Yep.
And if that's your prerogative and that's what you want to do, then you go ahead and get that bad advice. All right, y'all. I love having you today. As usual, it's been amazing. I love you. Have a great weekend. Mwah, 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 mwah. I'll see you on the other side of the month in the new month of April. Bye.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
We'll be right back with more Mocha in the morning. Don't go anywhere. Ooh, child. Just horrible advice.
The views and opinions expressed on Mocha in the Morning are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official position of the show, its producers, staff, and sponsors.
Your Mocha Minute is brought to you by Black in Florida, your online connection to everything that's Black in Florida. All right, this week's Mocha moment. Listen, there is nothing like a good lady in a church hat. And this young lady wore one for the last 52 weeks during COVID. And she says, hey, it's kept her on her toes and prevented her from getting lazy. Check it out. All right, Mocha Marvels, thank you so much for joining us today for our Mocha in the Morning show. Of course, we enjoyed you so very much. Make sure that you share the show on all the platforms, Mocha Morning Show. Join us, share us. We want more Mocha Marvels. And listen, it's a lot going on. It's springtime. We're entering into the 4th month. April is here. So let's make it a great weekend. Prepare for your next month.
What?
Honey.
April. I think
April, honey.
Here, I'm like, wait, I don't see her.
Yes, it's time for April to be right on in here. Springtime is here. So you'll be seeing us nice and bright every Friday representing. Okay. So Jorge, it's been a great one, honey. I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh, get your hustle on, baby. What?
Drop that.
Hey. Drop. Hey. Ooh, if you can't see me, but I'm working at the seat.
Oh my God, I like so. Have you ever been put onto a lie without